Mujadisas, that was horrible. That was one of the worst performances I think I've seen in years. In years for Real Madrid. Just the level of competition, the not executing as well, excuses, tactics, everything and all the above. Absolutely horrible day for Real Madrid and for Madridistas around the world, because Real Madrid, we go up to Barcelona, and I said in my match preview 4-0, and we lose 1-0. We don't even score in a game against a team coming into this game that was 18th in La Liga. They hadn't scored, I think it was like 5 goals in 8 games. And we're coming off of multiple games with multiple goals in a row, 3-0, 5-2, 5-1, 4-1. It doesn't matter. And we cannot score against a team like this. There's just so much incompetence going around this Real Madrid team. There's so many people to blame, but it starts up top. It starts up top with Carlo Ancelotti, because I do not understand what Carlo is doing or what he is not doing too. He continues to make the same mistake again and again and again. And unfortunately too, some of the players today were just absolutely pathetic. But guys, let's recap the game a little. I will give you my thoughts on this one too, and I have a lot of them. So let's get started. First of all, coming into this game, this was the starting 11. I'm not going to if, ands, or buts, nothing like that. Here's the starting 11 that we see. Kylian Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo gets the start, Dani Ceballos, Fede Valverde, Fran Garcia, Rudiger, Tchouameni, Lucas Vazquez, Thibaut Courtois. That's the starting 11. I'm not that surprised. Feel good about starting 11, right? Doesn't matter. This game is awful. But before we continue on, and I will rant, I do want to talk about something that is a little serious in this game, because Rudiger gets hurt in the first 15 minutes of this game too. And I don't have any updates on that. If anything changes like that, I will 100% let you know as well. But it looks like he was pulling at the back of his right leg. So what I would be assuming is probably like a hamstring injury or something like that. And again, I cannot be surprised because how much that Rudiger's been playing. I think he's the second most in minutes so far this year, right behind Fede Valverde. And with Atletico Madrid coming up, with Manchester City, I can't speak. I'm just spinning out. Sorry, guys. Man City coming up. 2 legs of that too. You need Rudiger out there to have a chance. And the fact that Rudiger's going down is just terrible news. But again, guys, if anything changes with that, I will 100% let you know. But this happens in the first 15 minutes. Raul Asensio has to come in. And again, this is what I talk about when I talk about in my match previews and my match reactions as well. I say, Carlo, you need to be substituting more, because you need people to be ready, like a Raul Asensio, like a David Alaba, to warm him up, because we're going to eventually have injuries. We've already seen it with Rodrigo, Vinny, Kylian Mbappe. Brahim's got hurt before. Camavinga's been in and out. Tchouameni, Lucas Vazquez. The list goes on and on. We don't substitute the center backs really, ever, especially Rudiger again. And we need to be doing that. We should have bought somebody too. That's the thing too I'm really annoyed about too. Florentino Perez, why are we being so cheap? I can't be making fun of Barcelona and calling them broke boys when they're breaking financial fair play. They can't register Dani Olmo. And then we are waiting every single summer now for somebody to be free on a transfer. What are we doing? What happened to the days of like spending money, right? I understand we bought Jude Bellingham. I understand we bought Tchouameni too. But when we're constantly just waiting for the next player to be on a free, I don't know. We are starting to look like the broke boys too, and I absolutely hate it. But this game could have been a lot different today, because in the beginning of this game, Vinny Jr., he actually has an opportunity in this one too. He actually puts the ball in the back of the net too. But the refereeing today was something. It was awful on so many different levels, and I shouldn't be surprised. If you've been watching La Liga for years now, this is what it is. It's consistently just terrible refereeing across the board. Again, I was just looking at the stats here. Look with me over here, please. At FOTMob, 14 fouls today for Espanyol. But how many people got yellow cards? 2. Romero and Kumbula, whatever. Speaking of Romero, we will talk about him in just a second. How is he not sent off? The Espanyol shouldn't even have, the goal scorer shouldn't even been on because of the awful foul that we had in this game on Kylian Mbappe. But it is what it is. And again, this is kind of what has been happening so far for La Liga. And I can't be surprised. I don't like to be complaining about the refs. But again, this game, so many times we were getting fouled and they're just not calling anything. They're not even calling fouls sometimes. Again, 14 fouls is what they called in this game. It could have been double that, honestly. Pretty terrible, in my opinion, as well. But Vinny puts the ball in the back of the net. They call a foul on Kylian Mbappe, though, in this one. And the thing is, too, Kylian Mbappe is the one who's actually getting tackled in this one, too. And he shoves the defender off of him, too. But that's the foul that you call. You take away Vinny's goal. If Vinny's goal would have stood, what I talked about in the match preview and what I still think holds true, even though we lost this game, is if you can score and score early, this game will open up for Real Madrid, because eventually Espanyol cannot just sit in that low block and just defend and just wait and wait and wait. Because what I said also in the preview is a draw for Espanyol is a win for them. Luckily for Espanyol today, they actually get a win because they were actually so good. All the credit in the world to them for being in the low block. But again, it goes to Carlo Ancelotti and some of the tactics or lack thereof tactics that we are just not using out there to beat the low block. Why is Luka Modric coming on so late? Why is Arda Güler not coming on? Where is Endrick when you need people to be scoring goals? Because it was just not anybody's day today, honestly. It was just pretty terrible. Ugly football at halftime. That can't be a shocker. Not good. We saw some flashes. Like I said, Vinny, it looked like it was going to be a good day for him. It wasn't. Kylian Mbappe wasn't a good day. Rodrigo, probably not the worst. Wasn't good either. It just was awful. But in the 61st minute, this is really where I said the game's gone. Because Romero for Espanyol absolutely chops down Kylian Mbappe. Studs to the back of his leg as well. Kylian Mbappe goes rolling too. They don't even look at it. I think he gets a yellow card for that challenge. And that's the only thing that he got in this one too. And it just shows how pathetic La Liga refs are too. That you can't even look at VAR for that too. What do you have to do to actually get a red card anymore? I don't understand. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, because that was absolutely a disgusting, a pitiful, and just an embarrassing foul by Romero. The fact that he was able to play the rest of the game, and he eventually was a goal scorer for Espanyol as well, is just absolutely pathetic. And I can't be shocked. I can't be shocked. In Espanyol, what happens? They sit in a low block the whole game. They try to get counterattacks as well, and eventually they find the counterattack, and it's Romero who puts in the back of the net. And Espanyol, they hold on. They time waste their way away. It is what it is. 1-0. Espanyol wins in Barcelona against Real Madrid. So, what can I say about this game? There is so many players that I thought were poor today. Taking a look at SofaScore now, this is what SofaScore gave them. Some of these ratings, man, are crazy. We're going to go quick because I have some things to be saying. Courtois, I thought was okay beginning this game, but he lets in the goal. 7-4 for Courtois. I didn't think he was as bad as the rating gave him. I thought Fran was good overall, 7-2. Rudiger, I will give him a 7 because he gets injured pretty early. Tchouaméni was poor, and Tchouaméni continues to be poor because he's not a center back. And maybe I was lying about it before, saying I think he can eventually be a center back. There was a time in this game, too, that the ball is coming back, and it is Raul Asensio and Tchouaméni. And Tchouaméni is like, oh, I got it, too. And he takes the worst pass back to Courtois I've ever seen. We almost let in a goal with this one, too. Tchouaméni was poor, in my opinion. I'm going to go like a 6 for this one. Lucas Vazquez, again, I didn't think it was good. He was creating a couple opportunities for us, too. Nothing great, like a 6-8 for me. Fede Valverde, appreciate his effort in this one today. Wasn't working for him, too. No long shots from him that we really saw. We saw one attempt for it, but otherwise, I wanted to see a lot more from him as well, like a 7-2 for him. Ceballos, again, wasn't impressed with him. He had a couple bad missed tackles in this one, too. I would say a couple bad passes, too, but he was 96%. I didn't think it was good. 7-1. Vinny. I can't be calling you the best left winger in the world when you have a performance as bad as it was today, because the way that Vinny Jr. treated this game was, you would think he was in America on preseason tour. You would think that Vinny had the awful hair. Vinny had the normal hair today, and he performed so bad. Coming back from rest, I don't know. I don't know, because I still think that Vinny is the best left winger in the world. But at the same time, did we look better the last couple games when Rodrigo was on the left? We have. Guys, I asked in the chat too, who should be a left wing moving forward? And like 75% of you said Vinny should not be the left winger. You guys said Rodrigo should be. So guys, let me know if you guys agree with that in the comments below. Who should be the left winger moving forward for Real Madrid? Because if Vinny cannot do it, and to make us at our best, is it taking Rodrigo and moving him back to the left wing? I don't know. For me, I don't care who plays left wing. I don't care who plays striker, goalkeeper, anything. Just win. That's all I care about. It was a poor performance today for Vinny. It could have been great. I honestly think that Vinny could have had a fantastic performance today, but he slowed the game down too. Some of the passes were awful. The constant complaining as well. It just was just a bad day for Vinny Jr. in this one. 6-2 for Vinny in this one. Bellingham will actually get a good rating because I very much appreciated Jude in this one. I'm going to go like 8-2 in the Real Madrid player of the match for me as well in this one too. I really much appreciated what Jude was doing in this one. His effort was outstanding. His shot selection wasn't great. His shots could have been a lot better in this one too, but he was actually trying. He had a couple of shots that were actually on target that their goalkeeper, just give them all the credit in the world for this one. Juan Garcia, guys, was absolutely phenomenal for them today. So all the credit in the world, but I very much appreciated Jude today. I also very much appreciated what Rodrigo was trying to do in this one. He was pretty accurate overall on the one shot, probably 8-1 for Rodrigo. And then Kylian Mbappe again just today. This wasn't his day. This wasn't a good game for Kylian Mbappe. He had a good couple chances, but at the end of the day, it's a bad performance. And maybe even then, I'm giving these players more credit than they deserve because this was just pitiful. The player that I think I'm forgetting, though, that I do want to highlight as well is Raul Asensio. I thought Raul Asensio was good in this one. 8.0 for me for Raul Asensio. I don't think that he did anything wrong in this one. If you guys agree with me, disagree with me, let me know in the comments. But when we take a look at some of the average player position in this game, too, we're just getting exposed. Lucas Vazquez is playing so far up, and I can't be surprised. Fede Valverde actually has to drop back a lot deeper a lot of these times to be there right back too. But what was just happening in my issue with this game as well, and the thing I tweet about, I talk about it all the time, is why are we afraid to shoot the ball? I mean, when we take a look at the first half, some of the stats in this first half too, we had 3 shots with only 1 shot on target in the first half. When you compare to the second half, we have 18 shots with 6 on target. Nothing was going in the back of the net today, all right? But the fact that we put ourselves in that position in that first half to get this awful performance is just pitiful. It's absolutely embarrassing to be happening. Again, all the credit in the world to Espanyol for what they did today, but at the end of the day, it comes down to 2 things. First of all, it comes down to poor refereeing, and I don't like to be talking about that. The refereeing was terrible today. There should have been at least 1 red card in this game, multiple other yellow cards, at least where if they have a couple of yellow cards out there too, we can start kind of charging at them too and really making them kind of question their decisions when it comes to tackling and some of these challenges that they would be taking. The referee was absolutely terrible. So many times that they were calling fouls on Madrid, that was awful. And so many times, especially that Romero tackle on Kylian Mbappe, that was a disgusting tackle. And honestly, La Liga should be investigated for how horrible that was. In no other serious league, Premier League, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, Serie A, no other league is that allowed, in my opinion. That just awful, just an absolutely awful disgrace. But at the end of the day, it comes down more so than anything to Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti should be out. He should be fired. You cannot have a performance like this. Now, will he be fired? No, he won't be. Because unfortunately for us and for Real Madrid, actions don't have consequences anymore. It just seems like that it's gone. The game's gone. It doesn't matter anymore how poor he performs, how consistently bad he has been this year for Real Madrid, because he's been bad. It doesn't matter that we're at the top of La Liga, because the way that we've actually gotten there, Barcelona has dropped in points. Remember me making those jokes about October FC? That's because I've dropped points. This is less to do with what Real Madrid has done well. It's more to do with what Atletico Madrid hasn't done well, what Barcelona hasn't done well as well, and then us with a couple individual brilliance getting by a lot of times. He needs to be out. We need somebody else to be taking over for him. Tactically, he leaves so much to be desired. I don't understand substitutes. It makes absolutely zero sense. That why? Your hand was forced, obviously, for the Rudiger substitution for Raul Asensio coming on. But the fact that it is 0-0 in the game, and we don't bring on Luka Modric until the 80th minute, and then we don't even bring on Brahim Diaz to the 87th minute. That right there is a fireball offense, in my opinion. And then the fact that you have an absolute baller on the bench who would be perfect for a game like this in Arda Güler. You have a baller at the center back position where Tchouaméni's been poor all day with David Alaba. You're telling me David Alaba can't get out there and get 15 minutes and help this team out there? You're telling me that we can't put Endrick out there and try to get a goal? It's honestly becoming such a disgrace how poorly that Carlo Ancelotti's been coaching this year. And again, leaves so much to be desired. I am Carlo out. I am very firm on that now. Again, am I saying he's going to be gone? He won't be. Because again, actions do not have consequences anymore. But guys, just an awful day. Just an awful day for Real Madrid. Not the result that I expected. I said 4-0 in my match preview. Again, that aged like just milk. Just poor preview. I think this game could have been different. That first goal goes in. I think we open this game up, and I think things are different. But moving forward, something has to change. Something has to change because for us to have any shot at La Liga, we have to be beating Atletico Madrid next weekend as well. And then when it comes to Manchester City, again, Manchester City's not been on good form lately, but neither is Real Madrid lately. Neither has Real Madrid. So something has to change. What that will be, I don't know. We'll be talking about that more at some of the match previews as well moving forward. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Vent to me in the comments below. I am here with you as well. I feel the pain. I don't like making the videos when we lose these games, but I continue to do it for you as well. So guys, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Like the video as well. Helps me out a ton. And we'll be bouncing back one way or another. We're either going to get better and possibly win some trophies this year, or Carlo Ancelotti will be gone. There's going to be too much heat on him as well. So guys, again, let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching. This has been Dallyfc. Cheers. All Madrid.